quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that'll make the score 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one taken just inside. Oh, deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead... Not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. From the 10. Oh, deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
And I'll bet right now just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week. 2
touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. First carry down for the Memphis man, Darrell Henderson. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
And I think that's going to go down. It doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
It was an absolutely dominating shutdown.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Ed Oliver. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Here's Jordan Berry now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. A number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
On 2nd and inches, Jackson. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender, because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Gus Edwards with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Tucker with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. This one taken just inside the 10. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here, because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Now the pressure comes and he goes goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Malik Harrison came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Adafe Owe. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Here's Jordan Berry now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. And taken at the 46. Oh, look at the juke. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They go play action now. Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Kyle Pitts, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now, 1st quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. This one taken just inside the 10. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, but it's going to be second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Owens fumbles it, but it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position. I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big-time return there, 40 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throwing is Jackson. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Kyle Pitts, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Ravens have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Odafe Owe in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, we'll start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Ravens are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. I think this crowd not really sure what to make of things. Their guys have not looked very good. Their leader here at the top, he hasn't looked that great either.
And most of the time you hear guys talk about how they don't let the crowd affect them or they block it off. that's not really fully true, because a lot of the times you ride the wave of emotion with a crowd when it's positive for you. In this case, they've got to find a way to shake it off and at least get something done to maybe put the crowd back on their side.
Absolutely. Give these guys something to cheer about. From the 22, Hurts. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll roll him, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Patrick Queen in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long. Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
It's a big plays in the passing game on this drive. And here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Covered a lot of ground there. 81 yards on the punt return. And the Ravens add on.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down.
Good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Taking it about the 1. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Odafe Owe has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it, and he'll be down at the 6-yard line. Here we go. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them. You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Hurts. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
This time they stay on the ground, and they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Oh, no.
So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. Baker Mayfield with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they trail in that one to the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. Hunter Renfrow, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. Russell Wilson, 4 touchdown passes. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
We changed it.
Throwing to start the drive. Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Jalen Waddle. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Ravens continue to pour it on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. A fairly short kick from the 14. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in...
Burks fumbles it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
On second down, Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. That's taken on his own 46. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got it. Touchdown. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Ravens add on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble. I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Mike.
On 2nd and 10. Hurts. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, it's Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Throwing is Hurts. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Adafe Owe in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great it...
There he goes, right side.
You don't want nothing.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins
with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31.
And the Ravens get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Tucker now to add the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From the 10.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. You know, it's great to be a Pro Bowl quarterback, all-pro wide receiver. Those guys get all the endorsements. But we've seen a lot of guys carve out a great career as a special teams ace.
And it's one of the most important parts of the game. We can talk offense and defense all we want, but the 3rd phase, special teams, that can be the difference between winning and losing. And how about the big play created here? Big time effort, and that can help his team.
2nd straight week, he's forced to fumble.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material. Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
They go play action with Jackson. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Here's Jackson. Caught on the slant. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Second and 15.
Back to throw here. He's got his big tight end, Fant. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Hurts throw into the hands of Fan.
Not much there, only a yard. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I notice you used the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense.
It's fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Always got some breathing room. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Tucker with the extra point. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed.
Now, loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, Parker, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Jackson's throw is taken in by Waddle.
And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Jalen Waddle.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. But first down hurts.
He'll buy some time right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack. Looking to throw. Being chased out left. And the pressure gets to him again. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up fourth down now.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Continuing to keep their foot on the gas, and it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast out there all game long. When they throw the football, they're picking up nice chunks of real estate, significant yardage on just about every throw that they make. And there's another one there, and they continue to have that fun that you just talked about.
Offensively, another big chunk of yardage, Charles, but defensively, they had all this talk about trying to limit explosive plays. They have not been able to do that.
They discussed it all week, but they haven't been able to execute it at all, haven't been able to find a way to slow down this offense. They're seeking answers and not coming up with any.
Well, they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll look to run with Edwards. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Denver's offense now set to go. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. But after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Flush to his right. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
It's fumbles it.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Ravens,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.